very much. Thank you. It was here in Las Vegas 10 years ago that the delegates to our 37th General Convention made an historic commitment. A commitment to rebuild our brotherhood. A commitment to turn our union around. A commitment to change. And here we are, a decade later, back where our journey began. We return a changed union, stronger, more confident, and more determined than ever. We come back changed by what you did. Changed because you kept that commitment. Changed because you, the people in this room, believed that we could be better, stronger, smarter. You believed it. You made it happen. You kept that commitment to change. We started with a plan and an absolute determination to follow through. The plan was simple. We would look at everything the union was doing, every program, every project at every level, and ask three questions. Does what we're doing make sense? Is it the best way to do it? And does it benefit the members? Now, starting from the general office in Washington and working our way through every region, every council, and every local, we looked at structure, jurisdiction, organizing, staffing, training, trust funds, and support services, everything. One by one, those questions were asked and answered. Does what we're doing make sense? Is it the best way to do it? Does it benefit the members? We fixed what was broken, and we built what was needed. We started at the top with our general headquarters in Washington, D.C. We had a building that was bleeding our treasury. $2 million a year just to keep the doors open. It had the great view in the Capitol, but the price was too high. So we asked those questions and more. We asked, what's truly in the best interest of the members? And when we were done, we had a building that every carpenter can be proud of, and a building that serves the interest of every member. We still have the best view in town, but the offices now sit on top of 9 floors of the best commercial real estate in Washington. And the building generates $18 million a year to support our commitment to organizing. $18 million a year, year after year. $18 million a year for organizing. Thank you. We were able to do that because you kept your commitment to change. We took something that was costing the members money and rebuilt it, restructured it to add value to the union. That is what we, all of us, have done with every part of our brotherhood. We restructured to add value to the members and to bring the resources to the fight to reorganize our industry. Everyone knows that a remodel is harder than new construction. It isn't easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. There will be dislocations. and there's always disagreements. But it had to be done. In 10 short years, we rebuilt our union on the foundation of the regional council to match today's markets. Organizers and agents can go anywhere the contractor goes. Signatories get better service, and our targets cannot hide. Members don't have to worry about losing work because the job is on the other side of some boundary line. We built a structure with clear lines of authority and responsibility. From the rank and file who elect the delegates to represent them at the regional council, to the delegates who elect the council leadership, the executive board, and the executive secretary-treasurer. Delegates who set policy that the executive board and the EST carry out day to day. The EST, who is responsible for implementing what the delegates and the executive board approves. He has the authority to do the job, and he is accountable for our success. Just the same as you, the delegates to the General Convention, have always set policy for this international and chosen the officers to run it. Now, some people worried that this new council structure would take authority away from the members, that it wouldn't be democratic enough. But if you look at the record and the changes in leadership, I think you'll agree. Our councils are both strong and democratic. Just like any foundation needs steel to keep its strength, our new structure needed reinforcing to keep it strong, level, and true. We did that through training. Training classes that make sure everyone understands what we need to accomplish, has the skills to do their part, and a yardstick to measure our progress. We started where the need was greatest, with our core training for organizers and representatives. We don't send apprentices to the job without training because it's not fair to them or the contractors who hire them. We owe the same to anyone representing our union. When we bring someone on, we want to make sure they know their job and have the training and skills to do it right. Next, we develop training to help councils and set goals and lay out a strategic plan to reach those goals. If you're going to build something, you need a design and a work plan. That's what our goal setting provides. And finally, the most important element of our strategy to reinforce this new foundation was delegate training. We needed to make sure that every delegate understood what we are doing to rebuild the union, why it was necessary, and above all, how critical their role as delegates is to the future of our brotherhood. Their job is leadership. Let me say that again. The way I see it, being a good council delegate requires real leadership. It's not enough to be a conduit of information. You have to understand and believe in the mission of our union. You have to be able to explain that vision to someone else and make him or her believe in it too. It requires courage and the willingness to take a risk. It requires doing the right thing, even when it's hard. It took 2 years to accomplish, but we brought every rank and file delegate from every regional council to the International Training Center. Along with Doug Baines, Andy Sillins, and the district vice presidents, I met with every group of delegates. And we will continue to meet with our rank and file delegates in the years ahead. Because you are the future of this brotherhood. It has been one of the most satisfying things I have done as your general president. You spoke your minds, you asked tough questions, and didn't pull any punches. And as long as you bring that same honesty, energy, and focus to our locals and councils, I know our union's foundation is strong. And because I have seen that commitment you bring to the job, I know our brotherhood's future is bright. Over the last 10 years, we built the foundation, and what we're building on that foundation is just as solid. We looked at our skills training and saw programs that were a mirror of our old organization. Training centers throughout the union were going in a dozen different directions, and too many were going nowhere at all. Standards were different, curriculum was different, and training hadn't been updated in years. Training is what we have to offer to our members and our contractors. Our skills and productivity are how we earn our living, but we weren't keeping them up to date. That is why we built the Carpenters International Training Center, and it is why this fall we will double the capacity of that center. We need one place to bring the best instructors, craftsmen, and industry leaders. One place to develop material at the cutting edge of industry practices and available to every member. Instructors come from every region of our brotherhood. And when they leave, they bring home the newest techniques and tools. Just as important, they learn how to be the best instructors as well as the best mechanics. You can see the results of that effort here at the convention, where the training fund is demonstrating the new training system and our new curriculum. No one can duplicate what they've put together, no one. But those skills are not going to win us a single contract unless we put them to productive use. The best new saw won't cut an inch of board until a carpenter puts it to work. So we are creating new training for members to make sure their motivation and competitive drive are as sharp as their tools. We're going to see to it that every member understands how the industry works, not just how to read plans or use a laser, but how the dollars and cents decisions are made and who makes them. How their productivity on the job is more than a source of personal pride. It's the difference between working full-time and working sometime. Ultimately, it's the difference between working union or non-union. Face it, we cost more. We earn good wages, benefits, and pensions. And if you're going to cost more, you have to be worth more. We have to produce more if our contractors are going to stay in business. We have to work smarter and safer. We have to train our members as foremen and superintendents so our jobs run better than the competition. And we have to give our contractors every edge so that our members can earn every dollar they deserve. And we have to control our expenses. We have to make sure that our trust funds control cost, particularly in the area of health and welfare benefits. It's essential that councils merge funds. With one health and welfare trust per council, we can cut our overhead and increase our members' buying power. Now, we have begun a union-wide effort to help our funds negotiate the best price for prescription services, and we will continue and expand on that program. Our members are counting on us to keep their benefits safe and strong. We owe it to our members to do everything we can to protect their benefits. And let me tell you something. That doesn't mean paying 3 sets of attorneys, actuaries, or administrators so some trustee can go to the International Foundation meeting. It's wrong, it's wasteful, and it's going to stop because we are going to make a commitment right here, right now. One council, one trust. Finally, with all this in place, with our organization streamlined and restructured, with our training programs on track, and a real commitment to membership service, we have developed a marketing program to take the word to the contractors and owners, to show them what we have to offer and to tell them in the kind of language they understand. The language of dollars and cents, why they should do business with us. You have done a lot in 10 years. Look around you. Look at your locals, your councils, your training programs. What you see isn't your father's brotherhood, it's yours. You rebuilt it, you restored it, you own it. You transformed this union from something built for the cities and the towns of the 1890s to one that works in the world of the internet and global competition. You put the heart back in this brotherhood. You call on every member to do their share and ask every man and woman working at the trade to join. You put an army of organizers chosen for talent and commitment instead of connections into the field to carry that message to those men and women, to tell them there is a choice for them and their families, to tell them that if they're willing to take a chance, if they stand shoulder to shoulder with more than 500,000 brothers and sisters, they can have their dignity and the American dream. You've challenged yourself to take on new markets and build new relationships with contractors, working with our signatories to help keep them competitive. And because you were willing to do that, take on that responsibility, you ended a 20-year record of decline. You turned this union around and put it back on the road to growth. It's yours. It started with a commitment and a promise made here in Las Vegas a decade ago. It started with a commitment that you have kept, a promise and an opportunity that you seized. It was a chance worth taking and a job worth doing. It had to be done, and you knew that. the same way Peter McGuire knew that it had to be done in the 1890s. But what you have done is different. You built something new, a union for a new world. 100 years ago, the men who organized our brotherhood came from Europe, from England, Ireland, Italy, Germany, Poland, and a dozen other countries. They were my grandparents and yours. They came in hope. They came because those countries with their traditions of class and privilege offered no chance to improve your place in this world. They came to Canada and the United States because it offered them a chance to do better. Not a guarantee, but a chance. They came here with their tools and their skills, and they built a new life. But they soon learned that some things were no different here than in Europe. Alone, they were at the mercy of the marketplace. But together, they had power, and they organized the union movement to achieve their goals. They built our brotherhood with the same qualities that brought them to our shores. Hope, a desire for a better life, and willingness to change, and the courage to try. You have done the same. You have reinvented and rebuilt the union to achieve your goals in a new economy. You built a trade union that speaks to our common experience and the belief in the best of what our two countries have to offer. Opportunity. The opportunity to use our drive and skills and initiative to build the life we want for ourselves and our families. A chance to go as far and as fast as you want. And the belief that artificial barriers will not stand in our way. The union that grew out of your 10 years' work is a reflection of that new America, a new Canada, and a new economy. Built by risk takers, open to all who want to be a part of it. Committed to providing the skill and training to let every member make the most of their opportunities. Creative in response to change. Those are the traits that people admire, and they will draw people to this union because they are positive. They are about taking charge of your life. That same understanding drove Peter McGuire and the thousands who first built this brotherhood. But over time, we lost that understanding. Our message changed from one of opportunity to one of exclusion. Membership became a privilege, and that is and always will be a mistake. Instead of change agents, we became protectors of the status quo. Well, you fixed that. We are reaching out to everyone in our industry with a message they can understand. The message is, we are organizing to grow more members, more contractors, and more market share. We are not fighting over crumbs from a pie that gets smaller every year. We're about a bigger pie, and make no mistake about it, we are in it to win. Carpenters create wealth. Now, you have heard me say that before, and you will hear me say that again. Carpenters create wealth. But we don't do it alone. We do it as partners in the economy. Partners with the owners who have the money and the contractors who have the plans. Our job as carpenters is to take those skills and turn those plans into reality. Our job as leaders of this union is to build that relationship and to strengthen it, to show owners and contractors why they will do better working with us in the new economy. This is the land of opportunity. But opportunity knocks for everyone, not just us. And that means competition. There will be winners and there will be losers. Our job is to be winners. Now, members live with it every day. The good hands work while the rest go down the road. And it's the same for builders and owners. If you doubt it, get a list of the Fortune 500 from 1980 and compare it to today. See how many companies are still there. Get a list of your contractors from 1980 and see how many of them are still on your active list. It's why we made the changes we did, and it's why we will continue to change. As members of this brotherhood, we take an oath to stand by each other, to deal fairly with one another, and to extend a helping hand. These are the core values of our brotherhood. As leaders, we undertake another obligation to look after the interest of the union. Now, we can't fulfill that obligation without also dealing with our customers, the contractors, and the owners. We made another commitment 10 years ago, a commitment to the Carpenter Bill of Rights and Responsibilities. That Bill of Rights clearly said what we expect for ourselves: good jobs with decent benefits and a safe workplace, a secure retirement, and training to meet our full potential. But we also recognized our obligations to be productive, to produce the highest quality work, to extend a helping hand to our fellow workers, to improve our communities, and to be active, informed citizens. We made that commitment without pressure or influence. We made it because it was right. Like our commitment to return to our roots as an organizing union, the Bill of Rights has been a promise made and a promise kept. That same commitments were made at the AFL-CIO, but they were not kept. Our decisions to leave the Federation grew out of this difference. We reorganized, we put money and manpower and responsibilities in the regional councils who were dealing with working carpenters. We committed over 50% of our resources to show